Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everyone is ready to fight.
Yes, tentatively.
You look afraid. Why are you afraid?
No, my internet has been a jerk all day, and you're like all you sound all choppy. At least I understood what you said,
Oh no.
but yeah, fingers crossed. I don't know what its problem is. Like
Okay, well, if
everything I
we
tried
go
to do
down,
today.
y'all know why.
Yeah, everything I tried to do today was all laggy and took forever, and I'm like, why is this happening? Anyway,
Is that a new shirt?
so I told you this is one of my the the shirts I got from T Public when I also got the
Yes.
Untitled Goose Game and that this is the angel puppet from the
Amazing.
puppet episode of Angel. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I know
cool.
you've never seen Angel or Buffy, but
No, I have not.
people who have seen Angel should find this hilarious.
Noted. What have you been up to?
Been a busy time, you know. I was out of town for most of the time since our last
Oh yeah, how was the Shadow
episode.
Realm?
Because I didn't even do the stream last week because I was there.
Yeah, the Shadow Realm being Ohio.
Yeah, I got back Monday evenings. I've been back a couple days now, but you know, it's as it is. I was there for my family reunion that we have every 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was good. And the next one in 2 years, I am joint hosting with my cousin who lives in Buffalo.
Oh, is this the first time? Will that be the first time you've had to do that?
Yeah, I mean there aren't because my mom was 13th out of 14 kids.
Jesus.
And yeah, so this whole thing started as a way for her and her siblings who would kind of like, you know, spread out to come back together every couple years. Mm-hmm. But it started in 1989.
Wow.
And they have continued to age in that time period. And again, I mentioned my mom's 13th because she's one of the youngest, right? And her younger sister's only like a year younger than she is. So they're all in, you know, late 60s and up at this point. So it's kind of having to, I mean, there have been some of my cousins who have hosted a couple of the older cousins, but it hasn't been super common for the cousins to have hosted instead of the siblings. So,
noted.
So yeah, this is definitely a first for me. But keeping in mind, when I say my older cousins, some of my cousins are older than my mom.
Bizarre.
I know, right? You know, because her oldest sister had kids before she was even born. So she was born an aunt, which is wild to me.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. So when I say my older cousins, I'm talking people my mom's age. So it's not like, you know, the whole new generation kind of thing. No, yeah. I will definitely be the youngest to have ever hosted it because my cousin's like a year and a half, 2 years older than I am.
Ooh, congrats.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
It's a pain, but what are you going to do?
You sent me some of your, what is it, Rogers sale adventures?
Yeah, you know what? I debated about whether to save some of that stuff for the worsening, but, well, the one thing I sent you, I can't say on the pod because...
This is true. For reasons.
for reasons. For the purposes of protecting myself. But yeah, I mean, I believe I've talked about Roger's sale on the pod before, right?
Most likely.
It's
we called it the white trash market.
That is the thing I call it. I think the technical name is like the Rogers Flea Market and Auction or something like that. I don't know. It has a name. But yeah, I try to go once a year. I've been going there since I was a kid. Like that thing's been there for decades, year round in Ohio.
That's nuts.
Outdoors, year round. But it is a place to see the sights, you know? Just everything a person could hope to buy.
And some things you hope to never buy.
To never see, in fact. Like, if you ever need to go on a trip where you can buy both like animal bones but then also knockoff sunglasses, but then also homemade pickles, but then also swords.
Sure.
That's the place. Like legitimate. They were in some of those pictures I sent you. Some really nice swords. There was like a mace, some sort of like double-bladed sword that was kind of cool.
We've got a fun conversation happening in chat, though.
Oh, yeah.
Have any of you ever wished you were a fish? I've certainly wished that I had less brain cells.
I wish
I would
were
love
a
to be
well-taken care
less
of house cat.
aware. Yeah, that's good. I would love to be less aware than I am right now. And being a fish could be a way to accomplish that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
In a roundabout way.
Yeah. I'd say
but
so.
I'm glad you had fun at the white trash market.
Yes, it was. I maybe didn't see things as good as in some years, but like, I mean, I did see a water bowl for dogs that said "dogs only, no children allowed," and it made me wonder why they had to put that sign there. You know, like, and they had dart guns, like below dart guns, and it said "don't inhale the darts." What's wild is they just leave this stuff sitting out there, like, and anybody can pick it up and do whatever they want with it. I was with my niece who was 14, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I see all these like knives and stuff. I'm not allowed to touch them." And the guy was like, "Go ahead, try them out."
Fun.
I was like, "What do you mean?
Do a bunch of whippets.
Stab
That'll
something?"
do it. Fun fact: I have done whippets. It was completely on accident, and had I known that when you do whippets, there is apparently a minuscule chance that you will just straight up die, I would not have done it. So, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a way to lose brain cells.
Yep.
Okay. We have some fun questions for the evening, and I think this first one might run long in a way that I'm kind of looking forward to, because the first question, I have taken someone's take from the Subway Takes account, and I want us to talk about it. Because what this person in the video says is that the United States should bring back the draft, but for service industry jobs. And I truly hope that you have watched the video in preparation.
I can pretend that I have?
Brookes, you're killing me, man.
Hey, in my defense, I'll often check the doc in advance and there's nothing in there, or you add the things later.
That was in there since last week.
I don't look ahead to the week ahead. But that's why sometimes I don't look, because like there'll be a couple weeks in a row where I look and there's nothing there when I keep checking. And so then I just kind of,
Well, in the video, this woman says that that the United States needs to bring back the conscription for people ages 16 through 20, but it needs to be for like service industry jobs, like restaurant jobs. And I agree with this so much because frankly, like you can tell when people have not worked in the service industry in any capacity. It teaches you how to act in a way that nothing else will.
I have long said that everybody should have to work a food service job and everybody should have to work a retail job.
Absolutely. I have done both.
Yeah, as have I. Multiple food service, only one retail, but that was Target, hardly count. Because Target's nice, but...
Target is nice.
But, yeah, because I think it's not even, like, necessarily just the learning how to treat people. It's humbling.
It's very humbling.
Because you got to take a lot of shit. And pretend that you're at fault when you're not.
So much. Mm-hmm. Yep. It teaches you how to de-escalate.
Yep.
I don't know. She got a little extreme with it in the end, and I'm not going to say that I don't agree, but her takeaway was that you should not be able to vote if you have not worked a service industry job, and like, low-key.
Yeah, that's not going to fit into everybody's life and abilities.
This is true. So I feel like there could be some exceptions.
Yeah. But I mean, like, Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of situations where maybe that just does not work in a person's life. Like it doesn't fit. They have a different kind of job or they're, for whatever reason. But
that's why you're getting conscripted from the ages of 16 to 20.
Well, but again, that still might not work very well because, like, what if you're in college and you can't juggle a job and, because some people don't do so well with that kind of thing.
I suppose.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily agree with the conscription part of things because of the potential ways that negatively impacts people's lives. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, yeah, I do think everybody should have to have the kind of job that essentially knocks you down a few pegs and makes you realize like how you actually fit into society. You're not a special little guy, right? Everybody is their own main character. Everybody thinks they're a special little guy. And it's not to say that you're not important. It's just you're not better than anyone else.
Exactly. And also, one, teaches you about workers' rights.
Yep.
Intergenerational
gives you an appreciation for it.
Gives you an appreciation for it. Gives you an appreciation for intergenerational friendship.
Oh.
Working in the service industry will have you best friends with a 72-year-old woman named Deborah.
Absolutely. They were some of the coolest people I ever worked with.
It's fantastic. Also, working in an office will do that to you as well. Not to say that they're not to say that the only location for intergenerational friendships is service industry / food service.
Oh yeah.
But, man,
just jobs in general. Yeah.
Just being friends with some 56-year-old line cook changes you.
Yeah, no, I mean, currently some of my favorite colleagues are in their 60s starting to think about retirement. I'm like, don't you dare. Right. And even when I worked in the agency in Chicago, I moved there when I was 21, and there was somebody who worked in my office. She was she was 30 something, earlish 30s. So it was a similar age gap to what we have. And at the time I was like, this is so weird. I've only ever had friends who are my same age because I've been in school my whole life up to now. This is wild. We're in different decades of our lives.
That'll do it.
Yeah, it just felt so strange, but it's I felt like I grew a lot from that,
Oh, absolutely. I did like her in the video. Her concluding line was that if you've never cried in a walk-in freezer, you shouldn't get to vote.
I mean, I've definitely done that.
Haven't we all?
Also, the bathroom at the pizza place I used to work at, a decent amount. People are terrible. What makes me wonder if those people who were so terrible to me that made me cry in the bathroom, if they had ever worked food service in their lives. Because
that's always the worst thing when you are working a service industry job and your boss is someone who has clearly never done that.
Oh yeah, they've only ever been management or
the guy who owns. Okay, well, I have stories about Mamma Mia's Pizza in Geneseo from people who worked there. One, the guy who owns it is a fucking landlord. So,
also they don't exist anymore. So,
no, really.
We talked about this.
Did we?
Yeah, there was a whole political thing.
No,
that's for another time, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. My mind got confused because
I worked at
now
Giovanna's.
I'm really confused. Yeah,
Mamma
that's why I think that's why in my head that's why I assumed you were talking I didn't actually hear the name of the place that you said, because I assumed you were going to be talking about Giovanna's, and that's why my brain just got so confused because I did not actually listen to the words that you said.
No, the guy who owns Mamma Mia's was my fucking landlord senior year.
Yes, that makes sense. Okay.
And he was, based on what he charged us for rent, he was rolling in it. So I do not think that man has ever worked a service industry job. And Maddie, who used to be on the podcast, did work there, and she said it sucked. And also, she confirmed the rumor that there was a corner in the basement of Mamma Mia's Pizza where people would go to have sex.
Oh, fun. I haven't been there in a long time now. I don't want to. They have good garlic knots, though.
See, here's the thing. You know how sometimes the mafia will run pizza places?
Yeah.
And sometimes the pizza's still really good.
Yeah.
I think that is the way we need to view eating establishments that are staffed mostly by teenagers.
No, because I feel like the mob joints are probably more sanitary.
You might be right.
They're probably more concerned about potential health code violations.
Yeah, don't want to.
Yeah, don't want to get caught like, Capone tax evasion. Don't want to get caught.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, Al Capone was a famously good tipper.
Well, I mean, everybody's got some good qualities.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, take this with a
somebody who
grain
respected
of salt.
the service industry.
Somebody who respected the fucking service industry. Take this with a grain of salt. I saw this on the internet at one point in my life. I will attempt to verify this if I can. But apparently, for Al Capone's birthday, the mob kidnapped some jazz pianist who was like the hot ticket at the time. And he was missing for 3 days. And they found him wandering the streets of whatever city he was in, drunk off his ass, with wads of cash stuffed into his pockets.
I mean, that's nice of them. If they were taking a dude by force, they didn't have to give him money.
No, they did not.
So, that's nice. Also, hello.
Hello.
We got a little wave here.
We love it. But yeah, I think the United States absolutely should institute, not that there can't be extenuating circumstances, like you should be able to like apply for that and whatever, but there absolutely should be a draft for service industry jobs. And you shouldn't be able to buy your way out of it like you could in Vietnam.
Yeah, no, that's the problem, because the people who could afford to buy their way out of it are the ones who need it most.
Exactly. So there should be no buying your way out of it.
Yeah. The rest of us have worked those jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, we couldn't buy our way out of anything. We already had to do it. This draft is not for us.
No, it is not.
All right, because, like, I clicked something by accident, apparently. Keyboard shelf in. Because I feel like, I got my first food service job. I was like 18. I couldn't get a job before that because I didn't have a car and had no way to get there. So that was my first one, other than like babysitting and stuff like that I was forced to do because I grew up female. But I remember working there and just like not even learning to take shit from the customers, but like learning to take it from my coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I worked with a bunch of like very rowdy dudes who had no filters of any kind. And it's not like I was unfamiliar with those things. I grew up with brothers, but like the relentless nature of their extreme vulgarity.
Yeah.
Like, I also sort of learned like self-preservation skills because of that sort of thing. And occasionally when they were super busy, they'd send me out on a delivery, which isn't good, sending an 18-year-old girl out to deliver pizzas to like dudes' hotel rooms. I got invited in more than once.
You hate to see it.
Terrifying.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So I learned all kinds of things from that job.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly don't know who I'd be today if I didn't work my fast food jobs or my retail job.
Again, everyone needs to be humbled, and this is a great way.
Honestly, I think a big part of it is the humbling.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is the constantly having to like try to hide your feelings and push them down. I dealt with
so much bullshit at the movie theater.
Yeah, you just bury those deep in there and you go against all your instincts and you say, you are absolutely right, sir. Yeah. I will go ahead and remake that for you, even though you know they're wrong.
Exactly. And also like the trauma bond of service jobs, incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Although admittedly, again, I feel like Target doesn't count. There were definitely bad days and bad, customers there, but that one didn't affect me as much as my food ones.
Yeah. Or anything where you're like either serving food or behind a register, those will knock you down a peg.
when I worked at Sheets,
Yes.
which, for those unfamiliar, it's like a gas station that also has a 24-hour made to order food component. And I worked in the food part. And notice I said 24 hours. Guess who got to work the overnight shift?
You.
10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yikes.
Guess where everybody went when the bars shut down?
Sheets.
And guess who had to make literally all the food for all these drunk people? And the rule was you had to make every order in 2 minutes or less.
That's
so just
a little ridiculous.
People drunk off their asses shouting at me over the counter while I'm furiously trying to make an insane amount of food that is impossible for just one person to make, complaining about how long it's taking, asking me to change their order, even though they already paid for it and they can't change it. That's where I cried in the walk-in freezer.
Mm-hmm. You'll have that.
So it's like, yeah, I had to learn to deal with a lot of stuff and, got through those nights somehow.
And look at you now.
I think everybody, yeah. Right? Could never go back now. I mean, I'm too old for that. I can't.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think I'd had the same capacity to like grin and bear it that I used to.
You deal with a lot of bullshit when you're younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like kind of regardless of like, for the most part, regardless of like your social stat or like your social class status, what have you, like I think everyone puts up with a lot of shit that they would not let slide like currently when they were like 18.
Yeah, because when you're that age, you kind of recognize yourself as just automatically being like a lower, right, than a lot of people just by virtue of age. You don't have as much experience, right? You don't have as much knowledge. And so you tend to defer to other people, especially if they're older than you. But the older you get, you're just kind of like, no, this isn't okay. Not dealing with it.
Exactly. All right. Do we have anything else to say about conscription, but for McDonald's, essentially?
No, although everybody having to reek of grease.
Rite of passage. The first shift I ever worked at the movie theater, somebody burned the popcorn and my hair smelled like smoke for like a week.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to follow you home and haunt you after you're done.
Yes, it does. All right. Next. Okay. So I might have to provide an example for this one, but I don't know if the way I worded this is perfect. Okay, but what is a movie that we are never going to get that you are the most upset about? Like, what movie are you devastated that we will never see?
Are you thinking like sequels?
No, just it could be a sequel if you want it to be, but like just something that is never going to fucking happen.
I feel like that's so broad because I could think of a lot of ways that could go. My
answer to Kyle had a good answer to this when I asked him earlier today. So if you're watching, Kyle, feel free to pop that in chat. But I would absolutely love a film adaptation of The Catcher in the Rye, and we are never going to get it.
That has to have been a thing at some point.
Nope. J.D. Salinger's estate expressly forbids it. He cooked
never thought about it.
Clause or whatever into his will, his estate, that none of his works can ever be adapted into films.
I don't think that's possible because public domain is a thing. It'll go to the public domain eventually. A person's will can't change law.
This is true, but well, we're never getting it in my lifetime.
Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly when the copyright would be up on that. I mean, it'll definitely be a while. I don't know how. When did he die?
When did
I don't remember.
J.D. Salinger die? You notice how the... Oh, you don't have an iPhone.
I do know.
For anybody who does have an iPhone, you notice how the iPhone keyboard just sucks now and you make a million typos?
Just giving random gestures on behalf of iPhone users.
J.D. Salinger died on January 27th, 2010.
This is me doing math in my head. You could still be alive, but I would say unlikely.
Most likely not.
Based on average lifespans.
You hate to see it. But yeah, so I will never see that, and it devastates me. So with that in mind, as an example, as a jumping off point, what do you want to see that you're never getting?
Yeah, I mean, I guess automatically my brain goes to things that we'll never see because a person who could have made them, could have written them, is no longer with us.
Also an excellent... what is the word I'm looking for here? An excellent train of thought. There we go.
Interpretation?
Yeah, that'll work too.
Because I don't know why, my first thought was like it's not like a specific thing, but just imagining all of the like Douglas Adams related works that could have been.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing I think about a lot, just in general.
That's fair.
We should have had decades more.
We really should have.
Yeah. So that is very much a shame, but I mean, in with your example, I can't think of other situations like that.
I'm also just trying to think of things that are like things I really enjoy that are quote unquote like impossible to film.
Have they ever? I feel like I probably know the answer to this. Have they ever made a movie of Great Comet?
No, they fucking should. And you know what?
Oh,
That's
well.
another thing. That's another thing. We're never fucking getting it because it is not a like. It's not gonna sell.
Yeah.
Can
That's
I
my
ask
point.
a tiny question, Vanessa? Yes, you can.
Are you gonna put it in little font?
Yeah. No, if there was a movie version of Great Comet, you would fucking know.
Are you saying that like in the sense that I want to, or that you'd make me?
I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Okay.
Although, weirdly enough, we're getting a Lin-Manuel Miranda, and I don't know how I feel about him at the helm of this necessarily. I think he might just be producing it. I don't know. We are getting a film adaptation of one of Dave Malloy, the writer of Great Comet, one of his even more kind of like esoteric and inaccessible works. And I don't know how I feel about it.
More so than Great Comet?
Yeah, we're getting a film adaptation of Octet, which is an a cappella chamber musical that takes place in an internet addiction support group.
Okay. Very specific.
Yeah, and I really don't know how that's gonna go over, especially with like the way movie musicals are these days.
You know what, it continues to emphasize how all of the best ideas do not come from the film industry. It's almost always the theater industry or the book industry.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
That's where all the ideas are.
I would agree.
And even honestly, like a lot of video games at this point have more original stories than anything that comes out of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Can you play Choosing Texas? I don't know what that is.
Nor do I.
Let me Google
Never heard of it.
Choosing Texas. Oh, it's that fucking... It's some song that they're like, oh, this is the most popular lead, or like single from a one, we would get copyright claimed, so there's that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
their
So we
right wingers are like frothing at the mouth over it, so I couldn't care less.
Oh, really? Never heard of any of that. So
yeah, I've never I literally have not heard of this artist until I saw her name on Twitter today, and they're like, "Oh, this is like the most highest selling country single, fucking whatever." I'm like, yeah, sure.
Huh. That seems like a plant, but okay.
Yeah, it's giving real industry plant vibes. But
I know nothing about it aside from what's just been said in the last minute. But
yeah, so I'm like, I want to be cautiously optimistic about the Octet film adaptation, but I just don't know.
Well, and the reason I said the thing about like original ideas is I worry that something like that is too original for the film industry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think anytime there is any sort of film that diverges from sort of the standard storylines, it doesn't do as well.
I'm going to push back on your statement ever so slightly and say that within the horror genre, people do be cooking.
But you're saying horror specifically. I'm saying the movie industry in general.
Yes, this is true.
Because when you look at the overall the things that do well, the things that don't do well, it's like superhero.
And yeah, then, I'm fucking sick of it.
So the odds of it doing super well, I guess it depends on how they define success.
Mm-hmm.
If they're willing to look at it a bit differently.
Yeah, so I don't know. Again, cautiously optimistic, but God, I would give anything for a great Comet movie. I truly would. I think it would be especially I think it would be an especially good idea for it to be animated.
Interesting.
Not 3D, like traditional 2D animation. I think that would look amazing, but I really don't think we're ever going to get it. Yeah, I'd love to be proven wrong, because the only thing I have is a shitty bootleg, but
now that's making me think of what's the thing we just watched with the fives?
Interstellar?
Yeah. I'm glad you knew what I meant. Because being music-based like the animation, mm-hmm. It made me kind of imagine a potentially some similar vibes. Elphaba's wiggly again tonight.
Oh yeah, she made her debut.
She's a shape.
I was work from home today. She made her debut in our weekly team meeting.
During the daytime?
Yeah.
You're nocturnal.
She doesn't know that.
She doesn't care.
She's too stupid to know that.
Yeah, no. That's very silly of you.
I'm trying. What else do I want a movie of that's never going to happen?
Yeah. Again, my mind just went to people who are no longer with us and cannot make the movies that I went to see. Or I suppose this could even count for like seeing another kind of entry into the Batman world, but with Heath Ledger as the Joker. It's never going to happen.
Great.
Yeah. Or I was devastated when Anton Yelchin died. He was playing Chekhov, and he was adorable.
Oh, absolutely.
He was so young. So it's just not the same after that. Because it was great of them to just decide they're not going to recast the character, because that But at the same time, it's like, no more Chekhov. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's plenty of other Star Trek, but that did bum me out quite a bit.
That's fair. That's the thing. I don't know what David Lynch... I know David Lynch had something that was called, Wisteria. That was, a working title for a project at one point, and I don't think that ever materialized. And, God, I would have loved to... Whatever it was, I would have loved to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So that one hurts.
Yeah, and I imagine a lot of directors have pet projects that will just never make it off the ground because they are too kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think, there was there's an example of that it's like in the back of my mind of it was a particular director. They had something they wanted to make. None of the studios would fund it, and they were like, well, fuck it, we're just gonna like raise the money and do it ourselves. I can't remember what it was. That's gonna bother me. I'll get
I'm
there
looking at
eventually,
my
maybe.
bookshelf for inspiration as well. Although it would be helpful if I didn't have a drying rack standing in front of multiple shelves of my bookshelf.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's in the way. Mine are behind me. I don't want to turn all the way around.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's a lot of weird book series that I've enjoyed that would never be made into movies.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay.
Yeah,
they're good as books.
That's fair. Actually, just glancing over at my shelf, I noticed a biography of Paul McCartney, and that just made me think of, do you have any thoughts on this like quadrilogy of Beatles biopics that they've got in the works?
I did hear something vaguely about that. It seems excessive.
It does seem excessive, and like here's the thing. I watched like an 18-hour docuseries about the Beatles. I fucking love the Beatles. So like the idea of each Beatle getting a movie, I don't necessarily think that in and of itself is excessive. I don't think they're going to be good is the thing. Like
Any particular reason?
The way that music biopics have been and continue to be, and I really don't know if I can put words to it beyond that. It's kind of just a vibe, but like the Bohemian Rhapsodies of the world, where it's really kind of watering down like the actual person. Like Bohemian Rhapsody was fine. Like Rami Malek did a pretty good job. I'll definitely give him that. But like,
for a second, I thought you were talking about the song and calling it
no,
fine.
oh my
like
god,
that.
I love
like,
Bohemian
how dare
Rhapsody.
You?
The song is a masterpiece. The movie Bohemian Rhapsody is fine. Like, again, Rami Malek did a decent job, but like,
sure,
they glossed over so much of the like actual like complexity of Freddie Mercury the person, because like unfortunately nobody wants to
gay?
That well, first of all, bisexual. But nobody, Hollywood would never allow a film that actually is like, hey, government inaction killed this artist.
Yeah.
Because like that is the story of Freddie Mercury. Like Freddie Mercury would still be alive if, or like most likely would still be alive if governments around the world, when the AIDS crisis was happening, were just like, oh great, this is taking care of a problem for us.
Well, it's not like nobody ever makes a movie that's critical of the government, though.
This is true. It's like Freddie Mercury is such an interesting, like, he's so beloved by like unaware straight men. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, Queen's the greatest band ever, but like they're like low-key homophobic and
like, oh, he was so macho.
Yeah, exactly.
They have this picture in their head that is not.
They're like all these right-wing dipshits who like take pictures of Live Aid and are like, oh, look, a concert with no political, messaging. It's like, okay, first of all, that's a queer immigrant singing to end hunger. You dipshit.
Yeah,
so like,
that's not right.
Bohemian Rhapsody appeals to that. And I think a lot of biopics appeal to that. Like a lot of recent music biopics appeal to that. Take the Michael Jackson biopic, for example. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Michael Jackson had no impact on like popular culture, because that's just not fucking true. However, he touched little boys.
That movie did come out, right?
Yes.
Okay, I never got around to seeing it. I'm so behind on like everything. So I my point being, I'm not aware. So did it just kind of like, did it just cut off before that?
Yeah,
or?
it kind of just stopped after Thriller.
Oh, sure.
Which, like, that's a choice. I mean, again, like, I can't sit here and say, like, oh, Michael Jackson, like, didn't matter. Not the fucking case. Like, change the landscape.
You have to paint a realistic picture of who he was.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, his music did make a major impact on the world. People still love his music, right? Like, he changed the entire face of music, him and the Jackson 5, right? But at the same time, that's not all he was. Right? Like, yeah, he was sharing his bed with prepubescent boys.
So, like,
he went to court multiple times.
And settled, like, out of court. Not a good look.
I mean, to be fair, unfortunately, being pushed into celebrity at such a young age very much did mess him up.
Oh, I'm sure his, like,
that's
I'm
unfortunate.
Sure his childhood was the worst.
Yeah, I mean, that's why dude had a whole carnival at his home.
Yeah.
That he just would hang out at by himself.
Yeah. So, like
full of dolls everywhere in his house.
Very strange. But that's things like that, things like Bohemian Rhapsody and the Michael Jackson biopic are why I am, like, I don't expect the Beatles biopics to be good. Wish they would be. That'd be great. Would love to be proven wrong. Well, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
But the thing is, it's an industry. People don't want to hear the bad stuff. Like, they just want to go and, like, see how good Michael Jackson was, or Freddie Mercury and Queen, or right, and all those things, and they just want to be reminded of the music. They don't go for the downer stuff. That's what the documentaries are for. So for them to make money, I mean, it would make sense that they wouldn't cover those things. So, but at the same time, I don't know that there's anything from the past of the members of the Beatles that they would need to ignore or gloss over.
Oh, yes, there is.
I mean, yes, but I mean, not in the sense of, like, not to the extreme level of, like, Michael Jackson pedophilia.
Of a Michael Jackson, John Lennon did beat his wife.
Yes. And I mean, I don't imagine they're going to show the full extent of that.
No.
But I also don't think they'll gloss over it entirely and just ignore it.
I mean,
because it's too well known a fact for them to get away with that, I think. I think they have to at least reference it. Because, you know, his and Yoko's relationship was so public.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, whether it'll be good, I think ultimately most movies are made for the masses, right? To create the broadest appeal possible. And that often means watering certain things down to make them more widely palatable.
On the subject of the topic we actually started with, there was a time in my life when I would have really, really wanted a David Bowie biopic. Don't fucking touch it.
Yeah, I don't think they'd do a good job.
Nope. No, they would not.
Unless the right person got it. There could be somebody out there.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know who that person is. But there are always, like, certain people that are, like, renegades, you know?
Okay, I'm not going to disagree there. The question that I would posit to you, though, is who the fuck could play David Bowie?
I don't know every person in the world.
This is true.
There's got to be somebody out there, though.
Okay. Here's a thought. Here's an opinion. We, as a society, since we're talking about movies, we need to bring back the casting call.
Yeah, well, then that's what I was about to say. Like, when you said, like, who would play him,
is going on?
We just keep casting the same, like, 20 people and everything.
Sydney Sweeney does not need to play Britney Spears.
Ooh, really? Oh, no, I did hear that.
Yeah.
I did hear
Not
that.
necessary.
Yeah, no, and it's like so many of the people that they choose. You know what's really funny? I did look up a picture of her to make sure she was who I was thinking of, but I for a long time I kept hearing people refer to her and had no idea who she was, and then one day, I think it was like something one of my students used for class. I saw her and I was like, oh my God, that's that woman I saw in this random rom-com on Netflix that my mom made me watch. And I mocked her relentlessly for the full like 90 minutes of it for having the charisma of a boiled potato.
Sydney Sweeney?
Yes.
Yeah.
She is not she's a robot.
Okay, I have
she doesn't experience human emotion.
First of all, I've never seen that woman in a bra that fits. I've never seen that woman in a bra that fits. And like her whole thing is supposedly like having huge jugs. They're like slightly larger than average. Let's be fucking real.
I didn't even notice them.
Yeah, like people are like, oh, guys love Sydney Sweeney because she has such big boobs. Again, slightly larger than average.
Also, lots of women do. So what's the...
And also, the Mar-a-Lago face is setting in with her.
Her eyes are too far apart.
Sure.
It bothers me.
Okay.
I don't know. I just found her to be like, even amongst all the popular actors, I thought there's no way she's going to be in more things, right? I had no idea who she was. And the guy in it, I had no idea was going to suddenly be in everything. Glenn Powell.
I don't know who that is.
He popped up in like 20 movies in the course of a year and a half. I swear.
Sure.
He's one of those people that's like in everything all of a sudden. And I didn't even know his name. I just saw his face everywhere until my students brought him up. And they're like, oh yeah, that guy Glenn Powell's and everything. And I Googled it. I'm like, oh, that dude. Yeah.
Okay.
I do not understand.
Take down this banner and close out this question, but I'm not done talking about the fact that we as a society need to bring back the casting call.
No, it's so true. Like there's so much talent out there that is untapped.
And here's my hot like I hate to use these movies as an example because J.K. Rowling is a horrible person who needs to rot.
Mm-hmm.
Like awful. Mm-hmm. However, the Harry Potter movies, like the first two, oh my God, they're so good.
Sure.
And do you know why we found Daniel Radcliffe is a great fucking actor. He has proven that time and time again beyond the world of Harry Potter. And do you know how we found Harry Potter? A fucking casting call.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think they were only willing to do it then because there's only so many child actors, right? And so it's like smaller pool to draw from, especially when you're looking for actors that have a specific look. You know, like a Ron Weasley.
There's this very annoying sort of attitude in Hollywood that whatever we need for this character, for this role, we'll be able to find it in the pool of people that are already famous. And that's just not the fucking case.
Yeah, they're very much not representative of the diversity of human beings and their abilities and appearances. And
exactly.
It's such a narrow pool.
And also, like, there have been Oscar-nominated, Oscar-winning performances that have come from people who were not actors.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, have we forgotten about that?
Makes me wonder where these people come from in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they come from?
The guy
they know
who
somebody?
played the... Hang on. Let me fact check this.
Because they know somebody, right?
Like, why are people famous now?
Yeah, like where did
yeah, because they know somebody.
Yeah, it's no way it's based on her talent because she doesn't have that.
No,
I don't know what it is. I didn't even know who she was in that movie, and I had such a vendetta against her by the end of it. And
she was in Euphoria.
Oh, I never actually watched that.
I didn't either. It's
I know enough about it for my students.
I like
Sounds irresponsible.
irresponsible and also just like slop. It just sounds like fucking slop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I see.
Just get a bunch of hot teenagers, give them drugs. It's fine.
Yeah. It's
all
like I don't.
No story.
Like that like that feels like exactly what it is. It's like just this concept of like that sounds like, oh, it's so edgy and like dramatic and pushing the boundaries, but they're not doing anything.
No, I mean, I think from what I've heard, it almost seems to me like it's jumped the shark as of late as well. But
yeah, that's the vibe I've gotten. Again, I've never watched a single episode.
No, but I've read dozens of student papers about it.
You know who did come, or as far as I know, came from Euphoria, who I am quite a fan of, though? Jacob Elordi.
Again, he's one of those names I keep hearing, and I know I have seen him in things.
Well, he was the creature in
I was going to say, yeah, he was the monster. I know that.
Crushed it.
But I've not seen that, so.
You should change that.
I'm pretty sure I've seen at least one thing that he's in at some point, but.
He is.
I could not care less about celebrities if I tried. I mean, I could try. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't put them up on a pedestal or think of them any differently than any other person. I don't get it. They're just people. And especially a lot of people who don't have talent, but just happen to know people.
Oh, I agree. I do agree.
So, I just don't understand.
I don't think we have time for the second two questions that I had.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice what time it was. I was getting all fired.
Hey, you know what? I love that. Yeah. Because that just means I just move it to next week.
Point being, though, I think there is somebody out there who could do a good David Bowie. Will we ever see them is the different thing.
I don't think we will. And like, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you got to be a little weird too, and that doesn't work in their favor.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah.
So anyway. Yeah, let's begin the worst of all. And begin the meditation.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Listen, cue ball, you're only making it worse.
Thanks, that even makes it worse.
It's worse than you know.
It usually is.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
That's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And you stole it from a movie.
How marvelous.
How are you worse this week, bestie? What do you got for me?
Honestly, I haven't really had much time to get worse because, again, the majority of the time since last week, I've been in Ohio.
I'm so sorry.
What did I do there? I mean, again, I think a lot of the stuff at Roger's Sale made me worse because it made me question my sanity a little bit. There were the two actors from A Christmas Story there.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
That was so weird because, like, they do have like this outdoor music venue where it's like all country artists and
not shocked.
Usually ones that nobody has ever heard of, and they're once or twice a month in the warmer months. But we were walking past the sign that had all the artists and stuff on it, and I don't usually bother to look at it, but this time I stopped and looked. And there are these two actors, the actors that play Scott Farkas and Flick.
Sure.
Like, oh, that's weird that they're going to be here. And it happened to be the exact day that we were already there.
Funny.
Yeah. And so I was like, we at least got to, figure out what they are. They had them like tucked way back in the corner. And this place is huge. Most people do not make it that far. They give up from heat exhaustion well before they would get that far. We only made it that far because I was looking for this lemonade truck that I like to go to. But apparently they weren't there that week, which broke my heart because I brought back my giant mason jar that they fill. Anyway, it was just like this white tent tucked in the back corner, and the guy who played Flick was just sitting there at the table by himself.
Oh no!
did have someone like they were getting pictures with them, but like, you know, their pricing signs were like just handwritten on a piece of paper. Like it was so.
Wow.
Yeah. But I did see a guy just randomly walking a tiny horse, you know. So
Sure.
I feel like I do lose a little bit of my sanity every time I go there.
Understandable.
Because I'm like, this is not real. These people are not real. This can't be a place that exists. I mean, there were plenty of pictures I didn't even send you because there'd be too many.
I frequently like have this thought, like I'll come across something on TikTok and someone will be like, every kid from the South knows about this thing, and it's something I've never fucking heard of in my life, whether that is a sport or a like food or a drink or an activity of any sort.
Yeah.
There is within this country, like, there is a whole nother fucking world.
Untold weirdness.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and especially, like,
yeah.
I had this thought a lot when I was watching Chimp Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There is another much weirder America that exists in, like, the flyovers.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, people that grow up in those places and only ever live there, it would never even necessarily occur to them that those things are weird.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Or that everybody didn't know that thing or didn't do that thing or whatever, you know, whatever the thing is. And it's only if you go to another place. But the thing is, in a lot of those states, people they stay there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Like, when I lived in Maine, they would talk about people being from away, which didn't mean you didn't live there. It didn't even mean that you weren't born there. It meant that your family didn't go back at least 3 generations in Maine.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So you could hypothetically live your entire, like, move there when you're 2 years old, live there your entire life, and they would still consider you from away.
Whack.
So there are all these things, like, where, for the most part, people just, you know, they stay there. And so these places, they have like their own like cultures that are built up, but nobody ever knows about it because they don't move away from those states and nobody's moving to those states.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do we know? There's no cultural exchange.
Yeah. And also, there's just so much less oversight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, Chimp Crazy. These small ass fucking towns, people just have exotic cats in their backyards because there's no fucking law that says you can't.
I've brought up the Zanesville Zoo on here more than once.
Yes, you have. But like,
The guy who had his own personal zoo
in New York City.
Well, in New York State in general, this place is way more restrictive than a lot of states.
This place is way more restrictive. But like, yeah, you can't do that shit in New York.
As evidenced by the thing I can't talk about.
Exactly. Exactly.
Although technically, there were a lot of things at the sale that were illegal to sell in Ohio. They don't seem to care.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, so I think the sale made me worse. I haven't even had really much time to play video games. I haven't hardly played at all in the past week because of that.
Oh no.
I did get this to hang on my wall. Mr. Pebbles.
Pebbles. I love
So
it.
I gotta figure out where that's gonna go. But yeah, I don't really think, I mean, I've been catching up on the episodes of One Piece that I never finished the most recent season, so I'm catching up on those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else.
I, too, am not particularly worse this week. Although I will say, Kyle and I have been ripping through Last Airbender. We have like 5 episodes left.
Nice.
And there are like between 50 and 60.
I really think there's something about anime that makes it easier to just plow through. Maybe just the length of the episodes does a lot, but
Who's to say? Oh, there goes Insta.
yeah. Yep.
But yeah,
Saw that.
we have been absolutely tearing through that, and I have been loving it. And I have to go back to work tomorrow. I have to go back to the office.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I will continue to work sitting right here.
Although I am
For now.
kind of looking forward to having 3 monitors again.
Got to get yourself another one.
I just don't have anywhere that I can plug. Like, there's no space for me to like
Ah.
plug in my laptop, my work laptop.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't think it's happening, which is like big sad.
Yeah, you could make it work.
I don't know that I could.
Do you have a docking station? You could use the docking station.
No.
I might have a spare one floating around that I forgot to return at some point. That's brand new.
How would that work with the tower situation I have going on?
I mean, you just plug all the monitors into the docking station, and then you either plug the docking station into your PC or you plug it into the laptop. And so the monitors will work with whichever one you're using. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, how do you think I have 4 screens here?
Oh, I know a way that I'm worse. There's not going to be any podcast on Wednesday, August 26th, because I will be seeing the second Ghost movie in theaters that night.
Ah, that's fine with me. That's my first week of class. I'll
Love
be losing
it.
my mind.
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Big
so
semester for me.
that's making me worse.
That's a whole month away.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
What makes it a big semester for you?
because I'm my role is changing in the department.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
Godspeed.
I have to like be in charge of things. I thought that
Wow.
was a good idea. Yeah,
Someone apparently.
I'm gonna show up to work wearing shirts like this all the time until someone tells me otherwise.
Good. Do it. Power move.
Like, I don't wear t-shirts like this to class, but my compromise is, all right, I'll drive in on Wednesdays now, but I'm dressing like this, so they can deal with it.
Do it. Say do it up. Okay. What have we got going on? We have got our deal going on with the Bull and Bee. You can go to thebullandbee.com and use code MONSTERMEAD at checkout for $5 off your online mead order. We've got the stream tomorrow. I am probably going to be playing some more Don't Starve, just because that's another way that I'm kind of worse. I continue to be playing that. I keep dying, though.
Starving.
Yeah, it's not going well. Or actually, my current base is doing okay. So that'll be the one that y'all wind up seeing tomorrow night. But I don't know about Defen on Friday. I forgot to ask. And I also forgot to ask about Regrettable Reviews on Tuesday. So I have no idea what's going on with either of those. But we've got Big Dumb Monsters Monday, maybe Regrettable Reviews Tuesday, who's to say? Fighting with Friends Wednesday, back around to the stream on Thursday, etc., etc. And then August 4th, we have got our 250th episode coming up that will be featuring Johannes Eckerstrom of the band Avatar. And we hope to see you all there. It should be a very fun time. Other than that, business as usual.
Yeah. Which, by the way, mentioning Bull and Bee made me think about this. This is not me. This is cider, but there's a craft cider place in Columbiana, Ohio. Sundog. If you happen to be in the area, oh my God, they're so good. I go there like almost every time I go to Ohio.
Hell yeah.
But this is plum and Granny Smith apple.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
Yeah. Oh, they got some real fancy stuff. I love it that way.
Hell yes. All right. As always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we'll be back again next week for more fights. We will see you then. Adios, everybody.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brookes. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Catch us live on Twitch every Wednesday and Thursday. You can subscribe to our Twitch channel to watch our live broadcast without ads, or donate to our Patreon for ad-free access to our entire library of past episodes and streams, as well as fun bonus content. Fighting with Friends is a member of the Eclectic Cult Media Network. Check out the links in the description for more episodes from us and from all of the shows on the network. Thanks for listening.